ink. The stone. Tana glanced up nervously before snatching up the two small black stones near the riverbank of the Eclipse Mountain. If her brother was watching, he desired the stone for himself, and she had no intention of them. Then she was personal property now. Paco seemed preoccupied. They was tossing pebbles into the swift-flowing river. So Tara knelt out of the water. The jet black stone was as dark as a starless night and as smooth as glass. Glass formed from natural process, fashioned by rapid cooling of lava. When she raised the translucent stones up to the sun, the light glittered through them faintly. Paco gazed at the movement of the columns, trying to memorize the complex pattern revealed within them. Each pilgrimage to the riverbank offered new opportunity to observe interesting detail for his painting of the landscape. The river whispered secrets into his subconscious mind. He actually revealed those secrets through his painting. He was also scouring at the riverbank, looking for a good-luck piece, a talisman, possibly an arrow or a pebble of unusual color. A quail was his guide. Whenever she stopped and peeked at the earth, he searched for a talisman in that location. Something caught his eye. He examined it and then looked into the river if it was not perfect. At one point, he glanced up, saw his sister holding something up to the sun. "Hey Tara, what did you find?" She immediately dropped her hand to her side. "Let me see," her brother called. Tara groaned and clutched the stone tightly, thinking if she were quick enough, she might be able to conceal them from her annoying chins. She hugged her knees and listened to her brother's footsteps as she scurried from rock to rock, moving closer and closer. As he drew nearer, her heart pounded loudly in her chest. She was already irate, knowing that he would have behaved like a blood-sucking leech, the way he always did when he was behind her. She rose suddenly and walked away without a backward glance. "Show me what's in your hand," Paco said. Tara knew that if she revealed the stone to give her brother, he would beg and plead with her to give them until she became furious or gave in the outrageous demand. Tara spun or gravely. Tara spun around to confront him. "These stones are mine," she sounded. "I found them. I'm keeping them. Better what you say. Just show them to me." Paco departed for a grab her feet, then tried to pry it open. "Mom," Tara cried, struggling to pull her fist while tightening her grip on the stone. "Mom!" Paco pestering me again. Mr. J sighed and hurriedly raised herself from the flat rock where she had been sitting quietly for the last half-hour, thinking about how challenging her life had become. The death of her husband 3 years ago had been difficult, but seeing the children take the anger and resentment they felt over his death and turned against the other and become unbearable, she knew that she needed to find a way to bring Tara and Paco together, but nothing she had tried so far had worked. Perhaps today would be different. Maybe this time she would find a way. For a few precious minutes, the three hadn't been arguing, which was unusual but the things were back to normal now. They do it at it. Then they were at it again. Hammer tongues. If only they could learn to get along. If only they could be friends, she thought. She ran toward her crowding children, whose yelling was growing more frenzied as they struggled with them. something in Tyler's hand at the riverbank. She dragged her twins apart and set them down on a boulder. She positioned herself squarely between them, letting them calm down before she spoke. She waited to see if either of them would apologize. Parker shifted restlessly. Tapa jabbed the toe of her shoe into the dirt repeatedly, but neither said a word. The landscape seemed infected with the twins' anger. The river grew up agitated, the sky darkness, and the two Harris horses shred and circled in the sky. Tara crunched her stone tightly and thought about how the river had smoothed and polished them, gradually eroding the round edges of countless lifetimes. These thoughts that distract her from the anger, but just for a moment. I found the stone, she said when she grew a bit calmer. Parker tried to install everything for me. The way she tries to everything. This argument is his fault. I didn't do anything. Yes, you did, Parker insisted. You wouldn't let me see them even for a second. Why wouldn't you let me see what they look like? Didn't want to take them from you. I just wanted to look at them. They are mine, Tara shouted. Everything is yours. Parker shouted back. It just seems I'm always trying to take things from you. You never wanted to share anything. Oh, yeah, right? Charles burned like a laser at her brother. Name a single thing I own that you haven't wanted to use or keep for yourself. Parker fell silently. Miss Jack closed her eyes to gather her thoughts and blocked the sight of her children's angry face. She was exhausted for the fighting, and her heart felt heavy. Volcanoes and magic. Consistent fighting made me very unhappy. Miss J said softly. You are brother and sister, twins even. You could be best friends for entire life if you could only try to get along, or failing that, to at least tolerate each other. Will you please try? Tara and Parker stared silently at the river, and Miss Jess could tell by the way their jaws and tight. They had backed that they now had no intention to get along now or never. They were more alike than either of them realized. Both night thoughts of stubbornness, no matter what the mother did to loosen themselves. Someone like their father. She thought to herself, at least they share that. She sighed and held out her hand. Give me your stone, Chala, she said. But it's not fair, Chala whined, still refusing to her face her mother. She was furious, but she kicked it. She looked at her brother in the eyes. She wasn't ready to surrender her anger. It was justified. I felt that, Lord Parker. They are mine. Miss Jade waited. Tara's lips were red with anger, but she dropped two shiny black stones onto her brother's palm. It's okay to be angry, her mother said. Sometimes life seems very unfair. Sometimes other things we love get taken away from us, and there's nothing we can do about it. That's why we must treasure our friends and family. They are more important than the material things we find in the world. Tala folded arm and felt her whole body stiffen. It was just a crime that she wanted to keep something she had found on her own. She didn't have anything special to herself, not even her own birthday. Brother could discover his own treasures. Why did it all feel like he needed to take hers? A moment later, Miss J told them to hold out her hand as she dropped one stone into each child's outstretched palm. She expected each sibling to complain that the other had received silence, continuing as she led both of the children. Silence continued as led both children back at the trail to the car. No one said a word during the drive home. Tala and Parker may have changed, but their perspective on her life was very different. Tara looked at the world as scientist, which meant that everything was a question with answer. They led into interesting hypotheses and theory. She wanted to know why the sky turned orange at sunset, and how to seashells produce when a sound when she heard it to her ear. What created lightning? She wishes her brother could see the beauty of reality instead of always creating fanciful explanation for everything. This is boring, despite those though. Hey, mother held her hand up. May I ask you two for a favor? She said. The twins waited. I would like you to do an experiment, she said, looking at her daughter, who had perked up the word as a gift to me, she continued, now looking at her son. Would you like both to research your stove with the ongoing just this once? I'll work with you, so you research for the answer, but no fighting. Life is much more enjoyable if you cooperate to solve problems, okay? Tala and Paco looked at each other for several seconds, then they shrugged. Okay, they agreed recklessly. What do you think we should search for the first? Yes, asked her hand on the keyboard. I don't know what exactly we should do, Paco announced. We should. The book on his mother's face made him hesitate. Maybe there was a better way to approach this experiment. You can decide, he asked his sister, who immediately suggested searching for the name of the stone. Parker was annoyed that she didn't even pause to thank him for letting her start. Let's type the word volcanic glass into search engine and see what website come up. They don't I don't care about volcano because of that. Let's type in Gulag Stone. Volcanic glass. Gulag Stone. Miss Jane gentle put a gentle hand on each of their shoulder, and firm but loving touch had soothing effect. When they were quiet, she made urgent suggestion. How about both? She said. And how about we ask you where you found the stone as well? She said she has typed word for volcanic glass, good luck stone, up Leaf Mountain into the search engine. Miss Jane knew that the more specific they made their search, the more likely they would go to get the result they wanted. When the long-list search result appeared, Parker and Chala studied them together, reading the website name and the brief discrimination. All the discrimination mentioned nearly all the terms they had used in the search. Both pointed to the screen and said, let's go to that one. At exactly the same time, Parker and Chala looked at each other in amazement. They had actually agreed on something. Miss Jade hid a small smile, clicked on the website link. While the website loaded, Miss Jane went to answer the phone, leaving Chala and Parker alone. Her empty chair was a vast chasm between them, and neither of them could believe they could cross it. Searching for answers, the website showed various images of rocks that looked similar to the shiny stone Tala had found. Paco and Tala compared their stone to the ones on the page in front of them agreed. That our stones, they said in innocent, but this time they didn't look at each other. They just smiled to themselves. They wouldn't have admitted to each other, but working together really was kind of fun. The three sat straight and silently read the word on the monitor together. I told you, Tala shouted, poking her brother. Our stone came from inside the earth. They were called obsidian and they were ejected from a volcano. So I'm right. Marco was too busy reading another different part of the page, listening to his sister. And when he was finished, I said, I'm right. I told you. This stone will go like stone. See that? Tala, as she pointed to the page she was reading. Marco followed her finger towards volcanic glass and read part of the page. Then he focused his sister's attention on the words. Luck stood and watched as she read. Look, we were both right, Paco said. Yes, his sister agreed. Storks, or probably millions of years old, they came from beside the earth, and they have brought luck to countless people. For once, they were working together as a team. Let's read about the legend of the Apachetia, co-founder suggested. That explain much on this page, and which we do more research. Chala agreed. The tweet get back to the search page and typed in Apachetia, and several results came up. One website mentioned the Pino Apache, which was a name given to a band of Apache from the nearly Arizona where Tala and Paco live. Let's try that site, Paco said. When his sister agreed, she was heavily surprised. He began to realize he was tired of fighting with her about every little thing. This webpage showed an illustration of the epic video above a poem called Epictetus. Tala and Foco read the poem or the work slowly and carefully, and when they were finished, they read it again. Pablo noted that his sister was rubbing the stone between her finger as she read it, and he wondered if she was making a wish. Tala didn't usually like legends, but she enjoyed reading about science. But Paco could tell that her sister was intrigued by this story. He decided that he would read books about volcanoes and various types of rocks. He would understand how erosion transformed rock into a smooth stone. Maybe in the process he would learn why this thing fascinated Jesus so much, and maybe it was his turn to think about sharing. For now, Paco and Tala decided to write their own version of the legend so that they would have to remember. As Paco wrote the words, she realized that this must have been the story the river had chimed in to tell him. Paco and Tala sat back and studied their stone in silence, raising them to the light and gazing into the center. Think about the women who cried for their men. A blanket of sadness covered them both. They shut down the computer and thought about what they had learned. When the mother returned, they told her the legend of Abactios turned naturally without taking over each other. Miss Jess was touched to see how the legend had affected her children. Can you see the epic moment? Paco asked as he held up his stone to the light. Miss Jane took the stone and the fight at the light fell through. I think I do see it, she said. She's a tear for the man she's lost, and it's a tear for the malfouche children left behind. She gave the stone back to Paco, closed his finger and over and said his hands crazily. It's a tear that say I wish my children were happy. Paco and Tala gave each other a long look. They understood the quarreling was only adding to her mother's grief over her father's death. They understood that their father was not coming back, and they needed to find a way to live in a harmony family again. That night, after talking over, Paco and Tala gave their stone to their mother. First, Miss Jess refused to take them since the stone seemed to make her children friends again. Jess slept with obsidian on the stone, so her pillow last night. The next day, they went to Europe, and the stone went back into a necklace. When the necklace sailed, she slipped on, never to be off again. After the tears, we had brought them all good luck.
Good job!